Want to show you a couple tips with the invitation project that you're going to be doing here. First of all, the document setup is going to be a specific size. So the actual width is going to be 7 inches. The height is going to be 9 inches. Margins will be quarter, and the bleed, which is important, is going to be set to 0.125 or 1/8 of an inch. That's what you have when you're setting it up. So you have the bleed on the edges. That will extend past the cut line. Your margins at 1/4 inch. I'm going to put some guides at 3.5 and at 4.5. Those will be my fold lines. Okay. And maybe then I will also put some additional margin lines so I can see where my margins will be next to the fold line. So I'm putting 2 more lines that are 1/4 inch away from the fold line. Oops. So all the text I want to stay in this margin, all of this should be open area right here. Let's just say for the sake of this that we're going to put an image. I give you the specific image size it needs to be. Remember, you're going to have a bleed on the front of your image, so the whole front of the card will have an entire image that fills up the space with no white space at all. So when I place this in now, it should fit in here perfectly from the top left corner. Okay. You'll also be asked to bring in the Hallmark logo. So you may want to make that logo a specific size or a specific color. So if I wanted to make this, let's say, a reddish color, I can go in there and make some adjustments to it. And, fill it with the color that I want it to be. If I want it to be that red, I'll save it. Okay. I can then place in those files. File, place, EPS. Okay. I think you also need your name in there. You want to focus on making sure your design looks nice visually now. Start concentrating on fonts that you're using, the colors that you're bringing in together. When you type a heading, make sure that it's centered properly and that you use a good font for it. I'm going to do a white font. When I put this text box in, instead of me just eyeballing this and trying to get it into the center, the best way to do this, make your text box the width of the margins. And then when you center this text that it's going to be right in the middle. I'm going to get a bolder font that shows up a little bit nicer. Still a little bit too big of a font, I would say. Maybe bring these lines a little bit closer together. When I have it set at white, it looks okay, but I think it could show up a little bit better. I'm going to move my location and add a drop shadow. Now you can see it a little bit better. And you'll have information here. Remember, when you bring new information into your design, on the top, it's going to be rotated 180 degrees. So anything that you have up here in these sections need to be flipped around. So when you're ready to print then, printing step is important. You want to print onto US letter paper. Do not scale to fit. You want it to print at the actual size. You want it centered in your page. And the other key thing, make sure you choose crop marks so you know where to cut down that edge of your paper. The other steps when you go to print, you're going to do paper feed tray 3 and choose plain paper from the Xerox printer, and you're good to go.